go ahead and get started. Um, Again, welcome. I am Ms. Cooper Davis, the Director of Early College, and Happy New Year. So on behalf of our president, Dr. Walt Tobin, and my supervisor, who is the Assistant of Academic Affairs, Williette Waring Berry, and Dr. Sandra Davis, who is the Vice President of Student Services, we welcome you. For those of you who may be returners, we're glad to have you back. And for those of you who are new, again, welcome. So we're going to just go over a few things. Did you all have an opportunity to listen in on the other part of orientation in regards to some other information about the campus that you need to be made aware of? Did you log on at 9 o'clock, or you all just logged on at 10?
No, I got on at 9.
Okay, well, good. And hopefully everybody did. So do you have any questions about what was reviewed?
The only thing I have a question is, so I know the first week is going to be all virtual, but are they going to do back face-to-face or?
I think that it just depends on how your classes are set up. If you are set up, and I think they kind of reviewed the different meaning of each sections on your class schedule, whether or not if it's synchronized or if it's hybrid, those kinds of things. So it just depends on that. What our desire is, everything is really going to be dependent upon how the virus is, because we want to continue to practice safety. So that's how we're kind of looking at it. And I know we have to base a lot of that even on your school schedule and how your school is operating. So if we have any changes, certainly we will send an email out to your Brightspace email. We will also send an email to your school so that you all know if there's any changes. Okay. So as it relates, and so that's a good point where we kind of relate into our classes. So we know that classes do start on Monday. Okay. So by classes starting on Monday, you need to make sure if you're being virtual on your classes, you need to make sure and log in on Monday, because that's how the instructors will be taking attendance. So that's very important. And throughout the week. So Thursday, like our classes generally meet, it depends, like it's Monday, Wednesday, Tuesday, Thursday. We generally don't have classes on Friday unless it's a lab. And I think generally the lab will be on campus. But Friday, approximately at 1 o'clock, and I'm saying 1 o'clock because the office or the campus will be closed at 1:30. So that is our, what we call our drop-in add period. So when you log in on those days next week, and if you see that there's a class that you don't think that you're going to be successful in, you have until Friday, 1 o'clock to drop that class. And if you need to add a class, okay? There is a drop-in add form. You just need to either contact me. I'll send you the drop-in add form via email. However, your school counselor will need to sign off on anything that is added to your schedule or anything that's dropped. So it's very important that's why I'm kind of pinpointing 1 o'clock, so that gives me an opportunity to email your school counselor so they can sign off and we can make the adjustments. Okay. Because of the fact that next week is a crucial time in regards to even grading. So if you decide to drop an add or class, there's no penalty for that. Okay. Because of the fact that you're high school students, you have to keep in mind, you have to maintain the 6 credit hours in order to receive lottery assistance, because that's how your school assists in covering the cost for tuition, books, etc. Okay. So say for instance, you are taking 2 classes now, you decide down the road that you want to drop a class because you feel that it's too difficult, you drop a class and you can't add a class, or you can add a class, but again, that's going to be added to your already schedule, and that's going to be a fee that's going to be charged to your school. Okay. Again, anything that's added or dropped has to go through your school counselor for them to sign off, because they're going to have to kind of maintain those records. Okay. If you decide to drop a class on day 6 through day 30th, You will receive a grade of WP if you're passing the class. If you are, or W, I'm sorry, if it's a W. After day 30 and beyond, if you decide to drop a class, if you are dropping the class or being withdrawn from the class, or you be withdrawn from the class day 6 through day 30th. After that, you can be withdrawn from the class or with a WP, meaning withdraw passing if you're passing the class, or a WF, meaning you're failing the class. And so that can actually affect your transcript, okay? So just kind of keep in mind, you're actually building your college transcript by the courses that you're taking and the grades that you're receiving. It can affect you on both ends. It can affect you on the college end, because if you decide to come here, or if you decide to be transferred to a four-year institution, that transcript is going to follow you, okay? And it can affect your GPA on the high school side. So it's very important that you strive to do really well. And striving to do really well, it is important, if you're having some issues, your first line of contact will be your instructor, okay? Don't wait until 2 weeks, 3 weeks out and say you're having difficulty. Okay, so you need to make sure and have that open line of communication with your instructor. Let your instructor know that you're having some issues. Let them know what those issues are, and I'm sure that they'll be able to help you. We have our student resources here on campus that kind of help you, or student success, and I'm sorry, that's here on campus that can help you in any area. If by chance you email your instructor, I would like for you to copy me on that email, simply because it gives us a record. If the instructor doesn't respond back, you can say, Ms. Cooper Davis, I reached out to my instructor, I haven't heard anything. Then I can see where you did reach out. Then I can follow up with that instructor. Okay, so that kind of helps us to keep things up, that open line of communication. Just keep in mind, attendance is also important. Oh, let me go back, because I'm talking about assistance on campus. If by chance, if you're needing or assistance on campus and you wanting to come on campus, in order to receive any kind of services, you need to have an OC Tech ID, okay? And in order to receive an OC Tech ID, you need to have an ID, either a driver's license, learner's permit, school ID, in order to get an OC Tech ID, okay? There is not a charge for that. You can pick that up. I think the hours are Monday through Thursday from 8 a.m. to 6, and then on Fridays from 8 a.m. until 1:30, okay? So you're gonna need to have that ID on you at all times. So that's very important. We've already talked about maintaining your 6 credit hours. If you have classes that you're scheduled to be on campus, you need to make sure and get a parking decal that can be obtained from our cashier up front. You normally there's a fee, but for our early college students, you don't have to pay for the decal if you've already paid for a parking decal at your school. Just bring a copy of that, either the receipt or the little sticker that's in your car. We can exchange that out and you can receive your parking decal. They'll need some general information as far as the car, the make, the color, those kinds of things that you need to fill that out. And I know that because of the fact that we're actually meeting virtually, that may be a little bit difficult. You may not think that you would need one, but we're hoping that we will eventually return to some sense of normalcy so that you can come back on campus. But just know that those are the things that are there for you to assist you, okay? Attendance is very important. We know that part of life, we sometimes have doctor's appointments, we may not be feeling well. Again, don't wait until you've already missed a class and then contact the instructor and say, I missed a class because I was sick or I had a doctor's appointment, whatever the case may be. And we know life happen where you may not be able to know what's going to happen prior to, in order to reach out to the instructor. So with that being said, if that happens, you want to reach out to the instructor as soon as possible, so that you can let the instructor know what's going on or what has happened. And then, but you will be responsible for still getting your work done. Okay, so make sure and do that. Can't stress enough the importance of that line of communication with your instructor. That's so important. What I would like for you to do, by show of hands, I know everybody's pretty much on mute with the exception of just a couple of people. I want to, I don't have this in a PowerPoint or anything, but hopefully you all have received, being that you are here this morning, hopefully you've already received an email and a packet giving you instructions on how to set up your account, that Connect account and your D2L. Make sure you work on that today if you have not, because what we want to do is make sure you're up and running and ready to go by the time classes start on Monday. We don't want you to wait until Monday comes and say, I can't log on, or Tuesday, I'm having difficulties. We need to make sure that these things are done prior to classes starting on Monday. So that if you're having problems, you need to let me know immediately so that I can kind of contact those individuals that can kind of help troubleshoot some of whatever your issues are. So that's very important. Okay. Today's setup account, we've talked about that. Classes start on Monday. Do you guys have any questions for me? If you do, either you can unmute yourself, that would be good, or you can always ask a question in the chat box and I'll try to look at the chat box and answer your questions. Or if you are a little bit shy and don't want to ask the questions, let me give you my direct line. So if you have questions, you can contact me directly, or I'm sure you have my email address. I'll give you that as well. My direct line is area code 803-535-1409. My email address is Davis, that's DAVIS, DL @octech.edu. So if you have questions or concerns, please feel free to reach out to me and ask any question that you may have. Just a little caveat. I know the majority of you may be either junior or seniors, but for those seniors who will be graduating, just to kind of let you know, at the end of the semester, if you're wanting to, you're going to need to request a transcript that's going to be sent to another institution, and that's where you so choose to go. That has to be done online. I can't send that to you. You have to make that request online. And I can always send you that information to your email address, or just go to our website. You're going to look under student resources, then either the registrar's office or forms, and then just kind of follow the prompts. You're going to need your username, I think, and password in order to access that. So hopefully you'll have that. Instead of making the request for the transcript to be sent immediately, you want to wait and have them to hold it until the final grade is published. Because if you do it prior to, then your grades will reflect in progress, and then you're going to have to make another request so that you can send your final grades to that institution. We are hoping that you would come to OC Tech at the end of your senior year. That would be great for you, because academically, if you're considering wanting to go to a four-year institution, you could take those university transfer courses that will transfer to institutions of higher learning here in the state of South Carolina and even out of state. So that can save you some money. And if we're still, classes are still being held virtually, that's going to help you financially as well. So just kind of keep that in mind. Don't use OC Tech as a back burner, use it as a front burner so that we can kind of help you. You're still at home. You have the resources and the support of your parents at home and others. So just kind of keep that in mind, because of the fact that we do have various pathways that can kind of help you along with your career of interest. So that's important for you as well. My door is always open. My office is actually located in building S, as in Sam, which is just right at the front office, which is right behind the cashier of the campus. It's pretty much near the fountain of the front part of the campus. So if you're right now, I know everybody's parking toward the back. So you're going to come in behind the back of the building, the back of the seat, which is coming into the cafe, and go all the way up to the front. And I am located behind the cashier in the admissions office. So you'll still have to stop at the front office and ask for me just to make sure that I'm in the office, but that's where I'm located. So if you're ever on campus, feel free to give me a call. Feel free to drop in. And if I can be of assistance to you, I certainly will be of assistance. Okay. I'm trying to think if there's anything else pressing that I need to review with you. We do have our own early college webpage where we will be posting information there as well. If you have not done so, make sure and log in or set up your alert account so that if we're having anything that's going on campus, that you will get that alert sent to your phone to address any concern and let you know what's going on campus. Okay. I'm trying to think if there's anything that I have omitted. And if it is, I will try to send out some announcements to you via email. Again, do you all have any questions that you need to ask me? Any concern that you may have? We're good to go. We've already set up our accounts. Are we too shy? Okay. So if there are no questions, again, I will be here. And I'm generally here Monday through Thursday between the hours of 8 and 6, with the exception of lunch. And I generally take lunch between 1 or 1:30. So if you can't reach me, that's where I'll be. I generally give up my cell phone number, which is my personal cell phone number. So if you are trying to reach me over the weekend, you certainly are welcome to do so. My cell phone number is 803-570-1241. So if you need to make contact with me, if you can't catch me in the office, even during the week, you can always reach me via my personal cell phone. Okay. If we have no questions, comments, or concerns, going once, twice. Oh, totally forgot. Please let your parents know, because of FERPA, your parents cannot reach out, and I'm pretty sure you heard that in the previous segments. Because of your rights as a college student, your parents should not at any time contact your instructors on your behalf. If they need to know how things are going with you, they need to contact you and ask you how things are going. Please be honest with your parents as to how things really are going for you. If they're going well, let them know that they're going well. If they're not going well, let them know that you're having some struggle. I will. So let them know that. If they're having some concerns or want to ask some general questions, their first line of communication, again, would be with your school counselor, and they can also contact me. I'm not going to give them a whole lot of information. I'm just going to speak in general terms. But again, I have to get permission from you in order to discuss anything more detailed. We do have in the application you've already signed the previous semester and this semester that parent-student agreement form, so we can review some general terms, but for the most part, I generally communicate that with your school counselor. We generally don't send out midterm grades. However, the instructors will be given a list of early college students' names so that they can keep me abreast. I'll answer your question shortly too, Ashlyn. What we can also do is have, I lost my train of thought. I do apologize. Can't remember where I was going with that. Don't remember. What did I say? It'll come back to me shortly, I'm sure. Can't remember. So let me answer the two questions that were asked of me previously. My cell number is 803-570-1241. Someone wanted me to repeat my cell number. My office number is 803-535-1409. If you feel that you have been placed in a wrong class, give me a call today so we can kind of get that situated. We'll need to do a drop and add form, and I'll need you to send me an email as to what class you think you should be put in, but we'll address that when we, now I'm trying to think, what was the last thing I was talking about before I lost my train of thought? Can either of you tell me what that was? So that means you all weren't paying attention to me either, since y'all can't remember what I was talking about. Was I talking too fast?
I was. I just can't remember.
Huh?
I was paying attention. I just can't remember.
Okay, so I want to say it was important. I'm hoping it was important. Um, so now I can't remember what direction I was going. Um, so chalk that up to age. Um, so I think that's it, since I can't remember what I was talking about. Should be able to keep better notes for myself. I'm trying to go down my little notes, and then my little notes as to what I was remembering had to go back. So I do apologize. Oh yeah, I do remember FERPA, family can't call, even though you've had the, we've done the parent student form. We just talked in general terms. So your parents will need to get permission from you in order to discuss any more pertinent detailed information with me. So in other words, you will need to be on the phone saying, or either in the office granting permission for your parents to ask questions, even of me or of the instructor. If you need to schedule a meeting with your instructor, that is something that you as a student will need to initiate, and not your parents. You have to keep in mind you are now college students, and we're going to treat you like college students. We do bear in mind that you're still in high school, but we are, it is our goal, for one, for you to be successful, and two is just to prepare you for that ultimate college life that you will be experiencing. Okay, so that's very important. Any other questions? Someone also asked another question, so let me see. Hello, can you please repeat the form? I did that. Right. FERPA, which is our Family and Protection Act, just like HIPAA for medical terms, as far as parents are concerned, we can't share detailed information, grades, anything about the students to the parents. That is something that parents will have to get that information from you as the student, or if we're on a three-way conversation or in the office and the student gives permission. So that's why parents, even though they're still in high school, we are still a college campus. So we're in essence, we're different from high school. So we don't share that information. So that's important because we've had parents to contact the instructor. The instructor can't discuss anything with you. They can only discuss information with the student. So that's very important to kind of keep in mind. So just be mindful of that. And I think I was sharing with you earlier about midterm grades. We generally don't send out midterm grades. We send a list to our instructor as to who are early college students, so they can keep us abreast as to who's struggling academically, so that when that happens, I will then send an email to your school counselor, who will reach out to you and let you know or actually what's going on. Even I may contact you and see what's going on. And then we also have something that we also will again refer you to our Student Success Center in regards to kind of getting you some resources that will be able to help you. For the most part, it is our job that you are successful. That's what we want you to be successful. Again, I want to reemphasize that if you're having some difficulties, don't wait or don't even be embarrassed to reach out to let us know if you're having some issues. Okay, so that's very important. Just let us know what's going on, and we would be more than happy to do what we possibly can to help you along the way. Okay. I don't see where there are any other questions in the chat. Do we have any other questions that I can answer for you right now? Any concerns? Just let your friends know who were not able to log on today. Let them know that the orientation will be available online on our website under first year experiences. You'll be able to get the breakout sessions from each division, as well as the overall session as to what was reviewed. So I think it's very important. If you have not seen it, go back and visit. And sometimes it's good to just kind of listen to it again and again. If something that I have said, or if something that's been said earlier you're not clear about, again, reach out, email, or call. That's perfectly fine, okay? So any other questions or concerns that I need to address? Okay, if not, again, I appreciate you all logging in this morning and participating. And again, give me a call, reach out to me. And if I don't hear from you, I'm assuming things are well. So don't be hesitant. Don't be embarrassed if you're struggling, because things happen. We all struggle from time to time. So just reach out and let me know what's going on. Okay. All right. Well, you guys have a great rest of your day and have a great spring semester. Okay.